Hello and welcome to BusyWorksBeats.com. Today we're going to make a Destroy Lonely Melody right inside of FL Studio. You guys will get the project files for free. If you don't know me, I'm Game from BusyWorksBeats.com. We train over 1 million producers around the world, so I'm going to work with Drake, Kanye West, Post Malone, Ariana Grande, French Montana, Young Thug, Polo G, Lil Baby, Trippie Redd, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, and a long list of other artists. Let's hop straight into it. So here's what we're going to build around as one of his top songs, No Stylist. So we're in the key of B minor. Here are the notes. So it's C sharp. And I guess I got to play them here. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B. So basically you're just sharpening the C and the F. You're raising those up a half step. So I'm using a simple 3x OSC for this. So we're going to start with the arpeggio because this is what creates the glue for the track. So every melody usually has 4 layers: a top line layer, a harmony section, a contrast layer, and a rhythm section. So this is the rhythm section. Any kind of arpeggio or repetitive motion, we're going to call it the rhythm. So this is the rhythm section. It's just going up and down the scale basically. And using half steps here to kind of create a turnaround, and then it goes back down normally. Okay, so let's swap this out. Let's right click. Let's replace this with GMS. I think GMS is an easier approach to sound design. Not the easiest, but easier. Let's go back to the front panel here. Let's switch this out for leads, and we're going to go through presets until we get like a bass sound we like. B-A-S-E. So I like the sound except for some of the distortion. So let's go to this tab and turn off distortion and the bit crush. So I like the sound too without the echo. Let's turn the echo off. I don't really think we need reverb either. One last thing we'll do here is go to the front panel and raise this up another octave. That might be too high. Now here, these are more advanced, but we're using what's called FM synthesis to create different timbres. So this operator too is modulating the first operator, even though a sawtooth is already harmonically rich. Let's also mess with this cutoff a little bit for the filter. Okay, so that's how we create movement in the sound. So I can get deeper into sound design, but we're going to leave it there. Okay, nextly, we need some kind of chord. So I'm going to use a different plugin here. Let's try either Sawyer, or the Morphine plugin is really good. Actually, let's use Toxic Biohazard. This is a super slept on plugin. Where's it at? Toxic Biohazard. Great for this time of sound that we have right now. Super slept on plugin. So right now we need to create chords for this. So let's create a new pattern here. Let's add this to our playlist. And we're going to add this in, hit Control B to latch paste all the way to 16 bars. We're going to go to song mode now. We're going to start composing as we build out these patterns. Pattern 2, we're going to add it in. And again, you guys will get the project file. So if it gets too confusing, you guys will get all the project files for free. So what I'm going to do is firstly start out with our scale. We're in the B natural minor scale. Let's go to the chord stamp. Let's go to the minor natural, and let's go to where it says B. And what I'll do is I'll copy this a couple times, hitting Control up so that we have multiple octaves. And we're going to unlink this, hit Alt G to unlink all those notes so that they're not attached to each other. We're going to pull these over and then turn the velocity down so that we just use these as a reference. The reason I don't use scale highlighting is because it messes me up for other scales. Okay, I don't want to get locked in my head that like the black lines are at a certain point, it'll throw me off. So here we're just going to move this over. And really, we're listening to the top tones. Okay, so this sound is kind of weird. Let's switch the sound out. Let's go to keyboards and let's start here at the additive organ. So the first tone, we're just going to go with what does our ear hear? Okay, we're not trying to copy their song. We're trying to make our own song. Let's hit Alt, left click to restore the velocity. So we can do 3 chords. Let's do tresillo. So it's tresillo, like that. I teach you guys this a lot. Tresillo is not triplets. Triplets is ta 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 ta. That's triplets. Tresillo is tresillo, tresillo. So what we're doing here with the rhythm is creating chords, but in the tresillo pattern. So it's tresillo. Okay, so that's the timing of the chords. Okay, now the question is, how do you harmonize these chords? So let's check if these notes are in the scale. They are. So the quick way to harmonize is to take your scale and take your top note, in this case, C sharp. We're going to assume that it's the top note of a chord, and we're going to hit Control Shift and skip every other note within the scale. So we're going to go from C sharp, skip B, go to A, skip G, go to F sharp. We're going to take these notes, pull them over, and we're going to turn the velocity back up, hit Alt, left click to restore the velocity at the bottom. If you don't see that, grab this ellipses here, pull this up, go to Control, and then go to Note Velocity. So we're creating basic triads. Now for Destroy Lonely, Playboi Carti sound, Yeet sound, they don't play triad chords, they play intervals. So what we're going to do to make it that sound is take out this middle note called the third, but we're going to do that at the end just in case we want to add more chord types. Okay, so we're going to leave it there for now, but here's what we're ultimately going to do is take that note out. Okay, so it sounds a little bit more open. Nextly, let's go to A. We're going to skip G. Again, skipping the notes going down the scale. So A, skip G, go to F sharp, skip E, go to D. All you got to do is pull these notes over, hitting Shift. And again, just restore the velocity by hitting Alt, left click. And then lastly, we have here F sharp. We're going to skip E, go to D, skip C sharp, go to B. Pull these notes over, hit Shift, and then hit Alt, left click to restore the velocity. Okay, so we can kind of copy and paste that over and over again. Now what I'll do is add a chord change. This is my own kind of thing. You guys don't have to copy this. Let's grab that slice tool, slice it somewhere. And we'll decide what we want to do on that last chord. I might just do a suspended second chord, taking that third, pulling it down. Just so it adds a little more tension towards the end to let our ear know that we're wrapping it up. So now we just got to go back to the sound and swap out the sound. So now we got to pick sounds that go together right now. So I'm looking for very aggressively, harmonically rich sounds. Nothing soft. So this is under keyboard, so we might have to go through a lot of patches here. Let's try leads because leads are usually more harmonically rich. That's a weird sound. Let's turn this down. Why are these so loud? What the F? Who made that sound that loud? So I think some of these are monophonic, so it's not playing all our notes. I don't know, I'm liking the keyboard sounds better than these. Again, we can sit here all day trying to pick the exact preset. Let's pick this one, but let's pull it down an octave, control down. Let's brighten up our main lead. I'm adding a curvature here with this decay curvature. Okay, so we can also add like a guitar type sound on the PC. You guys can use FL Slayer. I don't have a PC. So we're gonna open up acoustic guitar SC for Stratocaster. This guitar is really good for melody in general. Let's see if we can copy our chords. it's a little musical, so let's take out that triad third. We're taking out the middle note of each chord to make it less filled. Now at the end, we're going to keep that suspended second just for the turnaround. Now we have that rock sound. I'm going to go in and add little notes to make it different than the main chord. Now we have that nice filled out sound. So now I'm going to just EQ the guitar a little bit. It's a little harsh. Now it's just about like finding our last little twist on the sound. Let's make it a little less repetitive by changing some of these notes. So I'm widening out that arpeggio just so it has a little more time delay. I'm gonna give it a little more tail with some either reverb or just release time. So I'm detuning it to give it more of a cream sound instead of like this harsh, bitey sound. Let's group our sounds together, like all the synth stuff. I'm probably going to add hyperchords to it. So all the synth stuff is going to go to the melody group. Right click, route to this track only. We're going to use hyperchords. I'm not going to do it on the guitar because I don't want the guitar to have chorusing, but So I'm changing some of the music so it has a slight edgier sound with those half steps here. So half steps are giving us that, I'll say, dark sound. Just moving one note to the note below or above creates that tense sound. Now, I like this sound, but I also want to try out different scales. Let's combine all these, hitting Control G. And what I like to do is on the left side of the playlist, right click to transpose the key. We got to be careful because Ample Sound Guitar uses key switches. So if we go too low, we could trigger different key switches. So let's just do -3. I'm going to create a submix here and cut out some of the lows on Toxic Biohazard. Actually, it's on GMS. Oh, you know what? I have those labeled backwards. So technically, this is Toxic Biohazard. Let me fix this so you guys at home. So again, to get these project files for free, go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. Once you sign up with your name and your email and your phone, just to make sure that you're human, make sure you check your email to get access to the Google Drive. So this has a little too much sub in it. I like the sound, but it's just too much sub. So we could turn that down. We don't need that much 40 hertz. There we go. I'm going to run this through a submix. I'm going to try different things like Fruity Wave Shaper, different saturating tools to try to bring everything together with a slight more edge. Also, let's arrange this by hitting Control B, and then we're going to go to, actually, there's a shortcut, I forgot. So it's it's Shift V, left click, and then release, and it will create its own pattern. It's a duplicate, but its own pattern. What I want to do on pattern 2 is take out the guitar, just so it doesn't build up right away. Let's pull back. I just want to see if we allow the bass, will it add some vibe? Part of that sound is the sub, so I cut a little too much, and I started to realize it took away some of the character of that sound. So the sub bass is good on that sound, but just watch for that when you guys go to add bass like 808s. Let's try a couple more saturation things. Another one is the Thermionic Culture Vulture. Again, it's really hard to hear saturation without an 808. I just don't want to sit here and make an entire beat right now because that's not what we're really trying to do. But for demo purposes, let's add an 808 just to see how far we can push this. This is like a kick 808. It's more of a kick than an 808. And we're not going to add snares here. I'm just doing this to push the entire sound into clipping so we could hear what it sounds like. Well, let me see, Control L, Let's add this to the sub mix. So this will trigger the saturation a little bit harder. So you guys can see with the 808, we run into conflicts because the 808 and the bass are trying to play the same thing, same frequency. So most people just try to slam everything to resolve stuff. But if you guys were to mix this, you would have to go to your 808, right click, sidechain your bass. We're going to open up Pro Q3 for this demonstration, but basically let's go to settings. Let's go to processing, right click, select your 808 as the input. We're going to set this to dynamic auto mode and turn this icon on. So basically every time the 808 hits, it will lower the sound in this region so they don't clash in this region. Also, you add a little bit of dynamic too. play this one more time. I want to try out a different amp. So we ended up making a beat. I wasn't expecting to make a beat, but you guys can get these project files for free. Just go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. Subscribe if you're new. Leave a comment for the artist you want to see next, and share with a friend. Peace out, guys.